45 plus great quotes by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was India's first Prime Minister and a pivotal player in the country's politics both before and after independence. Under Mahatma Gandhi's mentorship, he rose to prominence as the foremost leader of the Indian independence struggle and ruled India from 1947 until his death in 1964. He is credited with designing India's modern nation-state, which is a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Provided below are some of the great Jawaharlal Nehru quotes. Read all of them and apply them in your life. Mentioned below are the great quotes by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. 1. Facts are facts and will not disappear on account of your likes. 2. There is nothing more horrifying than stupidity in action. 3. Life is like a game of cards. The hand that is dealt you is determinism. The way you play it is free will. 4. We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm and adventure. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. 5. Culture is the widening of the mind and of the spirit. 6. The art of a people is a true mirror to their minds. 7. The policy of being too cautious is the greatest risk of all. 8. Evil unchecked grows, evil tolerated poisons the whole system. 9. Culture is the widening of the mind and of the spirit. 10. The forces in a capitalist society, if left unchecked, tend to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. 11. Politics and religion are obsolete. The time has come for science and spirituality. 12. If any person raises his hand to strike down another on the ground of religion, I shall fight him till the last breath of my life, both as the head of the government and from the outside. 13. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. 14. Loyal and efficient work in a great cause, even though it may not be immediately recognized, ultimately bears fruit. 15. Democracy and socialism are means to an end, not the end itself. 16. There is perhaps nothing so bad and so dangerous in life as fear. 17. Let us be a little humble. Let us think that the truth may not perhaps be entirely with us. 18. Time is not measured by the passing of years but by what one does, what one feels, and what one achieves. 19. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. 20. But, after all, no safeguards are adequate, unless the will to give effect to them fully is present. 21. Nationalism is essentially a group memory of past achievements, traditions, and experiences. 22. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. 23. Bernd Heinrich on his unusual life as a runner and biologist in Maine 2 months ago. 24. The only alternative to coexistence is co-destruction. The forces in a capitalist society, if left unchecked, tend to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. 26. Whatever gods there be, there is something godlike in man, as there is also something of the devil in him. 27. Culture is the widening of the mind and of the spirit. 28. Our desires seek out supporting reasons and tend to ignore facts and arguments that do not fit in with them. 29. A leader or a man of action in a crisis almost always acts subconsciously and then thinks of the reasons for his action. 30. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. 31. For only they can sense life who stand often on the verge of it, only they whose lives are not governed by the fear of death. 32. In this materialistic age of ours, says Professor Albert Einstein, the serious scientific workers are the only profoundly religious people. 15 in 33. But the ideal is terribly difficult to grasp or to hold. 34. I was taught by a great man, never to hate, and never to fear. 35. Life is like a game of cards. The hand you are dealt is determinism. The way you play it is free will. 36. I may not have time for adults, but I have enough time for children. 37. The children of today will make the India of tomorrow. The way we bring them up will determine the future of the country. 38. Only through the right education can a better order of society be built up. 39. Children are like buds in a garden and should be carefully and lovingly nurtured, as they are the future of the nation and the citizens of tomorrow. 40. A university stands for humanism, for tolerance, for reason, for the adventure of ideas and for the search for truth. 41. Time is not measured by the passing of years but by what one does, what one feels, and what one achieves. 42. Loyal and efficient work in a great cause, even though it may not be immediately recognized, ultimately bears fruit. 43. The object of education was to produce a desire to serve the community as a whole and to apply the knowledge gained not only for personal but for public welfare. 44. Schopenhauer says, "A man can do what he will, but not will as he will." 45. Loyal and efficient work in a great cause, even though it may not be immediately recognized, ultimately bears fruit. 46. Failure comes only when we forget our ideals and objectives and principles. 47. Without peace, all other dreams vanish and are reduced to ashes. Hope you like these great quotes by Henry Miller. If yes, then please share it with your all friends, family and loved ones. Moreover, you can check out more famous personalities quotes here only on Statustornado. Thank you and subscribe.